All right, I think so. We're live. So, hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday weekly hangout. My name is Paulina,
And I'm Irina.
and our mission is to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be.
And the intention of this hangout actually is to help you discover who you truly are and how you connect with your, authentic self.
Yeah, so our initial plan actually was to teach you how you can find your target audience, how you can define their value system, how you can build long-term relationship with your audience, your customers, prospects. But
Yeah, while we were in the process of actually preparing for this hangout, for this training, we realized that there is a big gap for people between who they are and their target audience. And what do we mean by that is that people can figure out, like, people think they know who their target audience is, and they start, putting up funnels together, they start working on it, and it's still not enough. There's still something missing. They still feel like, they're not connected maybe, or, sometimes you feel like there's like no desire to do something, and you don't feel like, oh, you want to do something. Like when you really want something and you really want to do it, you'll do whatever. You'll wake up earlier in the morning, like 2 hours earlier. You'll go to bed later, and it's not gonna feel like, it's something that you have to do. It's gonna feel more like, something that you really love to do. And we feel like there is a disconnect for people because a lot of people looking for new system, or people looking for another coaching program, or people looking for, another product, or, another company, secret or company. And the truth is, people are simply just disconnected with who they are. So we decided that we're gonna put up this, we're gonna go back, take a step back, and help you discover who you truly are.
so I'm talking about the gap that you mentioned. Actually, I've been in this industry for over a year now. It's actually been 1 year in August, and it's been quite an interesting journey for me. I had, guys, I had some results. I had some success. I mastered, if you know me, I mastered, the Facebook strategy. Like someone called me Facebook queen. So like I didn't, I wasn't struggling, to learn how to and what to do. And but still, even I had some results. I felt something deep inside me that something is missing. Just something, it's working, but still it doesn't work the way how I really want it to be. I didn't feel like I really achieving results that I really desire, and I was, questioning myself, what it is. Maybe, I should find another, strategy, marketing strategy, or maybe, I should find another system, or, another way of traffic. I was looking for a secret, and actually that's why in August I decided to go to Colorado on a workshop to learn how to find my target audience, how to build my own funnel, and and other like stuff like that. So when actually I came there, in reality it was not what I expected. I actually had the biggest breakthrough in my business and in my life. What I discovered there is I cannot really, to find my target audience, I cannot really resonate and connect with people if I don't really know who I am. My all my life, my biggest fear actually was to be myself, to be authentic self, and I would scare what other people think, like all the opinions. Some people thought, that I'm crazy, maybe I'm stupid or whatever it is. So it's all was a fear that was holding me back, and I couldn't really be myself, and I was lost, and I actually lost myself. So I had this breakthrough there that I finally realized that the only thing that that I have everything that I need, and the only thing that was holding me back is just not knowing who I really am. And guys, this is so important, not just because it's gonna help you to find your target audience, to get more leads, to get more customers, to make more money, but it also, it's gonna reflect in all areas of your life, in all relationships, not just, with your potential signers, but also, in relationship maybe between your teammates, with your mentor, with your, with your friends. And actually, in this moment, I just, I want to really say, I'm so grateful, because she was actually the reason why I'm here. I started this business because I was watching her, what she's doing, and she inspired me. She challenged me to take actions, to make the decision to change my life. But it's been a year, almost a year, and I felt kind of disconnect, not only, with my audience, but I felt disconnect between us, and I couldn't really realize what it is. But once I had this breakthrough, I found out that who I really am and what I really want. I actually started looking, with different eyes, even, like in our relationship with her, business relationships. So since she didn't know I'm gonna say that, we didn't plan it.
This is not scripted.
So since that moment, I discovered who really I am. Like, this is how actually, the Synergy Tribe was born. We became business partners, not just, not just
Friends.
not just friends.
Let's clarify that.
But also business partners, and this is just amazing, and I'm just so grateful for you.
This is awesome, actually. Like, it's really amazing to like see you grow from when we met. Like, I met you, and like you were really lost. Like, when I met you, and I mean, I cannot say that I was really found at that time either, but it's just amazing to see the journey that happened, like, even a year ago, from where you were like scared to make your first movie, where now like you're hosting your hangout and we're working together as partners, and we like mastermind.
Yeah, before she was only my mentor. Now she's my business partner.
Yeah, now we actually mastermind, and we come up with such a great ideas all the time that we do our best to implement and share with the world. And it's really amazing to see, like, you found yourself, and you, like, in Colorado, after you had that breakthrough, like, I could see in your eyes you were just more clear, and you started sharing your thoughts with people, and what is it that you wanted to say. And it's just amazing to see when something like that happens in in other people that you are trying to help. And we've been talking with her about like how I had my breakthrough a while back too, that when I started in this industry, I was lost. I mean, not only I was lost, like I had no idea what to do, because I was not exactly looking into doing business or something like that, because I was against it. And maybe I'll share my story sometime later, but I was lost because I didn't know what to do. And I was also lost because I was at that point of my life where I kind of lost myself, just like Paulina was talking. And it took me quite some time to figure that out. And what I noticed, and this is actually the reason why we're doing this hangouts, and we're gonna do more of the trainings like this kind, like we're doing today, is I haven't seen a lot of people teaching how to find yourself. I haven't came across a lot of trainings on that, because there is a lot of how-tos. There's a lot of like what to do, a lot of like how to do it, where to implement it, strategies and systems. And it's easy to learn that. It's easy to learn and start implementing that. However, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know like your core true self, like what is it? Because every single one of us has this voice inside of, like, we have this fire burning within us that's like begging to come out. And I believe that the more older we get, we kind of get, suppressed by that. by people and by society and by other people opinions, so we get lost. And Paulina and I have been talking about like what is it that we can do that can help. This is not another how-to, this is not another thing, this is like helping you connect with who you really are and figuring out your voice and learning your true desires, your core self, that burning fire, helping you figure out that, and helping you share that with the world. Because once you figure that out, everything else is easy. Everything else becomes fun, and it's exciting, and it's just like you can wake up in the morning and just get back to work and get back to what is it that you love doing. So this is the purpose of this hangout. And so how do you discover who you truly are? This is the question, right? How do you do that?
So guys, first of all, we want to be clear that this is not step by step, guide that you like gonna follow, and just it's gonna work for you like magic. There is so many, different ways how you can do it. We want to share with you what really work for us, and we believe that it can work, that it will work for you. But again, we're always evolving. This is always journey in life. So you cannot just, like do it once, try something, and if it doesn't work for you, this way doesn't work for you, doesn't mean that you cannot, like it's not going to work for you at all. So it means you just gotta keep going and look for something that's work for you and help you to find who you really are.
Yeah, and also it's only gonna work if you work, So if whatever we share, it's good if you go and implement, and we're gonna do a couple exercises along the way. So be prepared for that, and have fun with it. It's really fun to discover like who you truly are. It's really fun process, and I mean, for some of you, it might take quite some time before you get to the core. For others, you might already know who you are. Maybe you just need to kind of like refresh that. And but like we personally, we truly believe that every single person at some point of their lives, even if it's like leaders that you think that you know everything, there's still, you can see that there's, for some of them, there's still some disconnect, and they not really connected to who they truly are. So just have fun with us tonight, and yeah,
and enjoy.
Enjoy, yeah, and make sure you work on it. That's the key. Make sure you work on it, and make sure you take action.
Yeah. So so we have actually a couple of questions that help us on our journey, and we want to share it with you. So
yeah, and these questions we actually make sure you kind of like, what are we gonna share with you? It's not something like, okay, you figured it out once and that's how it's gonna stay for you for the rest of your life. No, it's like Paulina said, you're always evolving. You're always you're developing yourself as a person, as a human being. So like our advice would be to kind of come back and readjust and realign and see where you're at in like 3 or 4 months. 3 months I think is good. Like every 3 months is good to realign. And we noticed that with Paulina. We're actually, I know she can't wait to get into the questions. What we noticed is that every week we sit down and we kind of see where we're at in our businesses, like where we stand. And that really helps us to see if we are on track, if we are going like where we wanted to go. And I think it's really good to do that the same with kind of like who you are, to see if you're really aligned with your purpose and your mission in life, if you really doing what is it that you like to do. Because it's so much harder, like when I lost myself for quite a few years, and it's so much harder to figure out who you are after those years, and then go back and try to fix all those things that like, not that you did these things wrong. I mean, it all was experience, and you learned a lot, and you evolved. However, if you would have been aligned with your true self, you could have accomplished so much more, and you could have touched so much like a lot more people. Because we believe you have a gift and you should share. You
have a goosebumps when you talk.
You have a gift and you are here to share your gift with the world. And it's our mission to help you with that. So let's start with our questions so you can find out what your gift is, and hopefully you'll share that with us. And we're actually really excited to see what it is for you, because we're going to share with you what it is for us too.
Actually, I just wanted to add what you said, that sometimes, if you really want to discover who you really are, you gotta listen to your heart. You gotta go deep inside your heart. Sometimes our mind, tell us, just different things. Sometimes your mind gonna tell you, no, this is the right thing to do right now. But if you're gonna look, in the long term, this is not really the right thing. You might lose, something right now in order to get something that's, gonna benefit you more, and you're gonna stay true to yourself. So guys, I really want to encourage you, now just open your heart, quiet your mind, quiet all your thoughts, and start listening what your heart telling you. And the first question is, I hope you can see it.
I hope you can see it the right way, because we were not
Please, guys,
sure.
Someone send me or in a message on Facebook, maybe.
Comment on Facebook if you can, because we're not sure how you see that.
Yeah, but I hope if you cannot read it, it's actually, the question is, what inspires you most?
Check. Hold on. Sorry, guys. So this is, Okay, show it.
Okay, so what inspires you most? And in this question, what I mean by this question is actually, what is it that you really like to watch? What is it that you really like to listen? What is it that you really like to read? What is it like when you, what is the thing that you do? I don't know how to explain it. What is that really that you feel so inspired in that moment that, nothing else matters for you? Like, for example, a year ago when I used to have a job, I was going every single day, at my job. And I would work from morning till night, and still.
They can actually see it good if you're wondering.
Huh?
They can actually see it pretty good if you're wondering about that. Well, the question, I think, the way I understand this question is, what makes you kind of tick? There are certain movies and there are certain books that touch you more than others, and I encourage you to kind of go back in life, and not in life, but kind of go back and start thinking, what is it that inspired you throughout the life? There are, for example, I know some people get inspired by watching movies on YouTube, and after that, some of them I go and start doing something, and that inspires them. Other people get inspired by books. I love reading books, and books really inspire me. I want to. After I read the book, I want to just go out and learn something more and figure that out. Especially with the internet now, there's so many ways that you can learn something and figure out what is it that inspires you, and what is it that makes you tick. What is it that makes you want to go and do something? What is it that ignites that fire within you? Because I know for a fact that there is something that kind of touches your soul and makes you just kind of think about there should be something more. There's not just this. I have a gift and there's a way that I can share. So what is that? What is it for you? What inspires you? What are the movies or the books that touched you?
Well, actually, I wanted to share. It was.
There we go.
It's actually a little hard, to remember that time. It was a hard period of my life. But for example, when I would go to work, right, and I would think about my life every single day, and I knew that I hated what I do, and when I just start thinking about what is it really inspire me, what is it I really want to do, I was imagining myself I'm a business owner, I'm doing things that I really want, I have my own schedule, I am my own boss. I am, just so that I was imagining myself, someone who I want to be, and I knew that this is what inspired me. But I couldn't get, deep in my heart, and I didn't know how I actually can do it. So, like, what was my example was about if you right now have a job, doing something that you don't really like, that you don't really tick with, you gotta find out what is it you think about, what is it inspires you, and what makes you, excited, even when you just think about it.
Yep.
So I hope I get you got my point.
Yeah, and think about it. I mean, you don't have to answer those questions right now. You can kind of like go back and rewatch it or write them down and really think about it. Really, take your time and, kind of figure out, because this is, I believe this is going to be really helpful for you. So, next question. And that is, where do you spend your money? And by that, we don't mean like where do you, how do you pay your bills, or like what bills do you have, or things like that. No, that is like what is it that you're looking forward to, get. For example, when I was like a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, when I first came back to the United States, I was really into photography because this is how I would express myself at that time. That was my way of sharing what I saw, in the world. And all I would do, I would spend money on books about photography, and I would spend money on cameras and lenses and that. Like, I wouldn't buy anything else, just that. I mean, I would buy food, of course, obviously, but that's all I was thinking about. I was reading books about, how to be a better photographer. I was constantly, going and practicing that. So that was my main focus. So what is it that, you're looking forward to get? Is it some kind of book? Is it, another training course? Or is it, what is it? Like, what is it for you? Where do you spend your money?
I spend my money for my business.
I know people.
I spend money for self-development, for example, even some books, I know there's, it's really good books, some like leaders, successful people recommend these books, and when I just go and check them out, and I don't really resonate what is in this book, because this is not what really inspire me. I would not, even I know that it worked for them, they recommend me, this is really good. But if it's not something that resonates with me, and it's not like inspire me, I'm not going to spend money for that. So like even back to, like in time, I always was like, when I had my, well, to mention is when I used to work, I didn't really actually have, a lot of money to spend for things that I really want. But if I would spend that money, actually was buying books about business. And there is actually, one book that really impacted my life was Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I remember, like I spent like $10 for the book, and it was for me like, I was working, and I was like, actually, it was for me it was a choice, like either I put this money for gas, buy the food, or I just gonna, buy the book and just do what I really want to do, what can inspire me. And this book really impacted me, and I realized that that what I was doing at the time, that I was just wasting my life. I wasn't happy. I wasn't doing what I really want. I was just slaving my life for money. And that book helped me to actually take a step. Helped me to take actions. In the direction of what I really want to do. So to become a business owner, to have my own business, to work for myself. So yeah, and there are there's so many movies, there's so many things that that might help you to discover, what is it, what you want to do, what is it that who you are, because what you listen, what you read, like this
Yep,
is
sure.
You gotta pay attention for that.
Yeah. Like I spend my money on three things. That is traveling, health, and business. That's it. That's my most priorities. Traveling, health. I do care a lot about health because I believe like we are given the bodies that we have, and we should take care of it. And you can ask Paulina, actually.
She converted me to
Yeah.
now the house is my priority too.
Yeah, like you feel better, and especially when we mastermind, and like I make sure that we have, we stay healthy so we can mastermind to like 4 o'clock in the morning if we have to. So yeah, that is my priority. So what do we got?
So, what is the next one?
This one.
So, what do you enjoy most? So, what actually this question means is, what is the thing that you really enjoy to do? Like imagine the time when you're doing something and the time just stops for you. You're not like really like you can be like you feel like it just like maybe pass only like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but actually was whole day that you have been doing this, and you really you just felt so good, you really enjoy to do it. So like for me it is I really love what I do. I really love business. I really like mastermind about a business. Like for example yesterday we've been like mastermind until like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, and I didn't really notice, the time, just flew, and I didn't really want to go to sleep. And today in the morning, I really wanted to get up, and I was so excited, to share these things with you guys, because this is what I'm passionate about. This is, this is my mission, this is my purpose, and I really enjoyed doing it, So, what about you?
Well, definitely, I love learning, and I love researching. I love kind of like learning new things. Every time I get on the computer, it's like hours pass by, and hours pass by not because I spend time on the Facebook. I do my best to stay away from Facebook. Hours pass by because I'm reading different things, like researching, I'm learning, and I'm really into like awareness and consciousness, and like what is it that we can do or learn, how we can improve our lives here while we are here, on this journey, what we can do better, what we can learn, what is it that, that can be done better. And I'm constantly learning about that and reading. And I also love to do like some creative stuff. This is kind of like my, distraction sort of. So every time I do that, like time passes by. Like today, we're having fun taking pictures, and that was fun. I mean, that was kind of like with the purpose, and that was fun. And kind of like I lost track of time while we were doing that. And Lynn was like, "Hey, we gotta go do something, more productive." So like whatever it is, like I love reading, and there are a lot of things that could, that you can enjoy, but this is like the time where like the time just simply disappears, and it's magical. And you know what that is. You know what that is because I bet you experienced that. Like I experienced that when I started writing. I lose track of time, and I know you know what that is, and I know deep in the heart you know what that is. And maybe because you haven't done it in so long, you feel like, maybe you feel a little bit disconnected from it, but I encourage you to go back to what is it that you enjoy doing, because maybe this is the gift that you're supposed to share with the world, and maybe this is how you're gonna impact other people, and maybe this is how you will change other people's lives through that. So I encourage you to, kind of go back and see what it is, because it's really exciting. Once you connect with that, it's magical. Magical things will start to happen. It's have to try it. You have to, really do it and experience it, and you will know what it is deep in your heart. You will know what's that.
I know what it is, and I agree. And actually, this is the whole purpose, in our life. You gotta do what you love and love what you do. This is the only purpose that you should, that you should live with. And if you like feel that you're right now in the place of your life that you don't really enjoy what you're doing, that you really feel like, it's not something that makes you tick. It's not something that you're really excited. That it's a sign that it's time to change. it's time to start living your life how you want to live.
And yeah, I think sometimes for a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I think for most of people, it can be really scary to actually to start following your heart, because if you've been doing something else for like majority for most of your life, it's a big turn, because once you choose that path of following your heart, there's no way going back, because if you go back you will regret it. You have that feeling that once you go back, there's your life is not going to be fulfilled. And early on, like since I was a child, kind of, I don't know how, but I kind of developed this idea that I don't want to live my life without regrets. So I don't want to have regrets when I'm older. When you're older and you're like on sitting with your grandchildren and children and telling all the stories of your life, and you kind of have this like feeling like in the stomach, it's like tightens, and you think about all the things that you could have done but you didn't. And since the childhood, I was really kind of afraid of that feeling, and I always made sure that I live my life, I do the things that I want, that my heart desires. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it's scary, and you think twice and you think three times, and sometimes you don't do it. But when you do that, when you actually decide to follow your heart,
it's magical.
It's magical. Yes, you have superpowers. That's what we're talking about, superpower. When you follow your heart, you discover your superpower, right?
And you become unstoppable.
Yes, here we go. Here we go. So, next one, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is, what is your inner dialogue? And this is deep. This is deep, guys, because our thoughts, I heard somewhere someone said your life is based on the decisions that you made, and I partially agree with that, but I also think that our life is based on the thoughts, on the things that we think. So if you think like negative things, if you think that something's going to happen bad, if you think that things are not going to work out, then this is how it's going to be. And it's really hard in the beginning, I believe, to pay attention to that. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of discipline, I believe, to pay attention to your dialogue. And there is like positive and negative dialogue, and we're kind of like focusing more on the positive right now. I kind of wanted to touch base so you don't talk negative. So what is the positive dialogue that's going on? What is it that, the things that you're saying to yourself? Because these are the things that, that your kind of heart is, kind of expressing. And I know for some analytical people, this is like, oh my goodness, what are they talking about? But, stay with us, because this is going to be really helpful. You might not realize it right away, but as the time gonna pass by, we might plant a seed, and you'll think about it, and you'll be like, oh, well, that's what it is. So, what's your thoughts on inner dialogue?
So yes, guys, you gotta pay attention on not only, like Irina said, not only on your negative, inner dialogue, which you should pay attention, like all the negative thoughts, that you have in your head. You just gotta get rid of them. But you also gotta pay attention for your positive inner dialogue. Like for example, when you are doing something, like I will just tell you my example. When I was so lost, for a long time, in my life, and when I would like go to my work, right, I used to hate what I do. And I would have in my thoughts, right, this dialogue, well, maybe this is not what I should do. I should start finally doing what I want to do. I want to be free, I want to do things that, are really excited, I like maybe how can I change my current situation? How can I change my life? How I can do it. So all these thoughts in my head, they actually, once I started to pay attention, like for my, for the self-talk, like with every single day, become, always stronger. And this is what leads me to my decision to finally take action and change my life, to start doing what I really want to do. So this is really, really important, guys. Just focus on what it is that you're saying to yourself. Listen to your inner voice. It's never gonna lie. So you gotta trust it. And this is what's gonna help you to find who you really are and what you really want to do.
Yep, totally agree. Totally.
So can we move to the next question?
Yeah, well, this is a fun one.
Yeah,
this is gonna like it.
So, what's on your bucket list? So, guys, if you, some of you don't really know what is the bucket list, it's actually kind of the list of things that you should be writing for yourself and what you want to accomplish, like during, all your life. Like, for example, your wildest, like fantasies, I would say, but someone could understand me wrong. Your wildest dreams, like, I don't know, like, for example, for me, it was like all my life I was dreaming about, like, do skydiving. Was on my bucket list, and actually, like 2 years ago, I did it. So, like, it can be like I don't know what can be. It can be anything that you really want to do in your life. New experiences, new adventures. Like, for example, for me right now, one of my things that's on my bucket list is actually to travel all around the world, like, visit all countries in the world. So this is, the thing that, this is like a long-term, thing but I'm gonna do it. So, what is it on your list? What is it that you want, to try in your life? What is like the new experience? What is like the adventure that you wanna, get involved with?
And it's actually when I started writing my I'm sorry, I think
it's
to say something. Sorry. When I started writing my bucket list, it's really good because you start thinking bigger. You start thinking, oh, well, why don't I try this? Why don't I do this? And your vision and your kind of like your mind expands, and you think like, well, hey, I can do anything. Why I don't try this? Why I don't, like if you want to drive some like luxury cars, put it down. Like you can do that. And it's just that was really kind of eye-opening for me when I did mine. And I'm like going through some things. Like one of the things that I wanted to do is actually to learn how to do a handstand. That was a big thing for me. That was like a really big deal. Like I wanted to learn how to do that, and I wanted to do that by the end of this year. So I'm getting there. People that know me, like, I'm practicing. So that was part of like what I really wanted to learn, and it just like it helps you grow. It helps you kind of develop yourself and evolve into like it's fun. This is really fun. Once you start writing it, you're like, oh, hey, I could do that. You see someone doing like some fun stuff, and you're like, oh, I could try that. Like I would do that. This is fun. So I encourage you to have write like I don't know 100 things that you would like to do during this lifetime. Write them down. Yeah.
Yes, guys, do it. And actually, when you have this list, right, maybe first it's gonna seem for you, impossible to do something. But once you know what you really want, once you know what you're really excited, you're gonna find out how. How is the easiest part? Like, for example, my example, like the travel in the world, it always was on my list, right? But when I used to have a job, I couldn't do it. I didn't have time. I would always work. And I've been like in USA, for example, for 2 years. And for 2 years, I was staying just only in one city. I couldn't travel. Once I I started, paying attention, what is it that really I want to do? Like I started, thinking about, about things that I really want to do.
Yes.
Yes. And, I actually, started my business, I started to do what I really want. And for the past year, that I've been doing what I really want, I actually been like traveling, more than I would travel like for the past like 3 years. So I didn't know before how I can do it, but I knew that I want to do it and I will do it. And by the way, one of another things that was on my, on my bucket list is actually live in the house on the beach. It was on my bucket list, and right now we are living here, on the beach house. It's not our house. We're renting this house, but it does not really matter as long as
We're still in the beach house.
we're still in the beach house. So yeah, guys, think about the all crazy things that you want to experience in your life. Write it down, and the how part is gonna come.
Yeah, it's Paulina is actually a master of manifesting things. Like it's crazy. Every time she like starts thinking about something or like speaking or like just things start like showing up. So yeah, like listen to her. She'll tell you because once you're around her, you really notice like sometimes we'll be speaking about something like she's like, oh, here goes. Like really, how is that working? So yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
But I just wanted to add you that the only things that manifest in my life, the things that come from my heart. When I think about something, oh, I want this, but I don't feel inside me that is really something that I'm excited about. It's never come. But even I think at that moment, that oh, this is what I really want. But something inside me tells me, something, just not right, and it's never manifested. So, guys, this is so important to listen to your heart, no matter what it is.
Yep, you read my mind. Exactly what I was gonna say. Good.
We have a synergy.
Yeah, synergy. So the next one. The next one is not really a question, kind of a question. So imagine, and we kind of touched base about this in the bucket list, but imagine you have only 1 year to live. What would you do? What would you do differently? What would you, what would you go out and do? What would you try? What are the things that you would experience? Who are the people that you would like to meet? What are the things that you would like to say to people that, close to you? What is it that you're gonna do? And this is
the
deep question, I think, is, like if you really take time to imagine and think about it, and, if you have this feeling like, oh, I would do things differently, then what are you waiting for? Because, we not getting younger, and I know people say like age is just a number and, things like that, but like we have certain amount of time to accomplish things that we are set out to accomplish. So what would you do differently? And if you would do something differently, then what's stopping you? And probably what's stopping you is that, for one, you might be scared, and for another, you not really connected to yourself. So take time to, really think about it and see where you're at. See, what is it? Would you really do something differently?
I just, absolutely agree with you, and I just want to say one thing that, like right now, I didn't think about this, question, for a long time, and right now I'm thinking, and I wouldn't do anything different that I'm currently doing. I would do exactly what I'm doing right now every single day, because I am where I want to be. I am who I want to be, and I love what I do. And even I would have now just 1 year to live, I would just do the same things. I would continue to inspire you guys. I would continue to help you. I would continue, do, everything that I'm doing right now. I wouldn't change anything. And it's actually the first time in my life where I can say it and I believe in it.
This is awesome. This gives me goosebumps. This is so cool. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything differently either. Like, I'm so aligned with who I am and where I'm going, and I know like this is the path that I'm kind of like, I don't know, destined to take, or like this is what my heart desires, and like I wouldn't trade anything. I am where I am, and I'm really excited to where I'm going because I know anything is possible. when you listen to your heart and you're aligned with your true self. And
that was deep.
If you think that was deep, wait for the next. All right, we're ready? Okay, so the last one, but not the least one. Who am I? And we kind of came up with this question in the last minute. And I feel like it was really, it was kind of like meant to be. It's a really deep question because we really wanted to talk about the statement, I am. And we kind of figured the question would be the right thing because I am is one of the powerful, probably the most powerful word in English language. And I'm talking about English language right now because in other languages it would be, a different, this would be different words. So in English language, I am is, the most powerful. And why is it powerful?
Because these words, they shape your destiny. What are you saying after I am? This is what defines who you are. If you're saying, for example, I'm broke, you're broke, you're gonna stay broke. If you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm stupid, you're gonna be stupid. No wonder, that other people think that you're stupid. If you're saying like, there's so many different situations in life and you're gonna tell yourself, oh, like, I'm guilty, oh, I'm so bad, I'm so maybe I'm so ugly, or whatever it is that you put after these two words, this is defines who you are. So
yeah, guys, pay attention.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of you can do your research about the I am statement, and I bet you're gonna find a lot of feedback on that. And my personal experience is the moment I started paying attention to everything that I'm saying after I am, and I turned it into positive. For example, sometimes you can say oh, I am always late. And you're going to be always late, and you are always late because this is what you're saying. But if you say I am always on time, you're going to be on time, because I am is pretty much these words will manifest you whatever is it that you want. And it's not like you're going to sit on the couch and just say I am rich and I am wealthy. This is not how it works, obviously. But this your, how would I say it? The energy, you're putting out the energy there. So if you say I am and then it goes like a negative statement, then you're putting out negative energy and you are attracting more of it. But if you put out positive vibrations, positive energy, things will start happening in your life. You're gonna come across people, you're gonna come across, you will notice a book, you will notice a training, you will, start have a conversation at the store, have a conversation somewhere. Things will start happening because you're putting out that positive energy. And this is just so important. And I feel like we can do another hangout just talking about how important it is for you to pay attention. And it's really discipline. It's really, if you're going to pay attention to your self-talk and what is it that you're saying after I am, you can notice that a lot of times, Paulina and I, we all the time, we correct each other still. Sometimes we would say oh,
I'm so oh, I'm lazy today, or oh my God, this was so stupid of me, or I'm stupid. Sometimes we catch ourselves on things like that, but we just we correct each other, and we just have this switch in our minds, we train our minds, just to get rid of this. I believe this is all programming, well built programmed, for this, in our society, since our childhood, in school, even in our families, our parents sometimes they don't even know what they mean, but they put it, in our mind, and this is what stick with us. But what I want to say is, who you are, it can change. For example, who you were in the past, it doesn't define who you really are. You are deciding who you are. You can decide right now. And actually, like right now, we've been talking about it, and I started to think about, weird topic, like there's different like societies, like when like, for example, like how you call it, like when people like alcoholics and they go to like to this
Anonymous alcoholics.
yeah, anonymous alcoholics, yeah. And it just came to my mind. They come to this to this group of people, and how they start represent themselves. Hello, my name is Ray, blah blah blah. I am alcoholic. And I was just like thinking right now, like how can they really, change, how they can stop like even drinking, to stop this bad habit if they already defined themselves. They like repeating every single day that they are alcoholics, and no wonder that people struggling, to quit, drinking. So it's just, this is just one of the examples, that just came to my mind, and this is so powerful.
That is a really interesting observation. Yeah, like just pay attention. For example, we have some friends that, like when we get around certain people, like it's because we've trained ourselves so much that we constantly pay attention to our self-talk. When we hear other people saying, things like, some negative stuff, like saying I am and something negative after that, it just kind of like hurts your ears almost. You're like, how can you say that? Like, how are you, like, why are you saying that? Like
for example, the last weekend, to our friends, they came to visit us, and they were like to each other, hey, you're an idiot, but it was like in a joke, but it was like, hey, you're an idiot, oh, you're stupid, oh, you're that. We were like with Irina, looking to each other like, yeah, why they saying that? They don't even realize that how this world powerful, and your subconscious mind doesn't understand whether it's joke, whether you're serious, it doesn't understand. It's just, it's everything recorded into your mind. So, for example, someone told you, oh, you're stupid or you're ugly, and then this is what your mind, kind of keep it, like that's what like
embedded
in your mind. Yes. So, and sometimes, like you like start, saying some things that, then you just been programmed. So that's why it's so important, guys, to realize and understand what you're saying, after I am.
Yep, and that leads us to our next fun, I wouldn't say it's exercise, but it's a really fun thing to do. And we actually, we did it yesterday, and we kind of like bugged some of our friends to do it too, which was fun. And I think you guys gonna have fun with it too. And we're gonna be wrapping up our hangout soon, because we do our best to stay under an hour. So all right, so the exercise, right? How would you describe yourself in three to 5 words? How would you describe yourself in 3 to 5 words? And for some of you, it might take like 5 seconds to come up with that. Some of you might have to really, kind of sit down and think about it. And it's not like how would other people would describe you. It's how do you see yourself? Like, what is it? What is it in, your core? Your core. What is it like in your heart, in your true self? There is a, in your soul, I guess. Like, how would you describe that? 3 words, 3 to 5 words. We actually wanted to do 3 words, but then we figured,
that's a little bit challenging.
Yeah, 3 is really challenging. So 3 to 5 words. And Linda and I were going to share with you, our words to give you an example, an idea. What is it? And once you come up with those words, we would appreciate if you shared with us, because we are curious. What is it like? How would you describe yourself? Because this is really interesting, and I think I'm gonna start just asking people, like, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Yeah, it's actually fun, and and it actually took for me like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, the first time.
The first time, it's actually it took for me 2-3 hours to really to describe myself, like 3-5 words.
But that's like I believe that this is a really fun exercise. like not really exercise, but it helps you to like really get to, to the bottom of like who you are. Like sometimes you would find the words and you're like, oh, this is who I am. And then you kind of walk with the words and you're like, nah, this is not who I am. So I have to go deeper. I have to like, you have to figure out, okay, if these are not the words, then what are the words that kind of like, and this is fun. And it's not that like, these three words gonna stick with you forever, obviously. You just, at this point of your life, like, and then again, it's your past does not define, your future. You just like, how do you feel? It doesn't, and strip away from all the, I am a lawyer, I am a mother, I am like who you are. We all human beings. We are human beings. Like, because I feel like a lot of times we are labeled with, all these things like
I'm daughter.
I am, get away from that.
I'm
Like,
alcoholic.
yeah.
Or I'm student, I'm wherever it is, This is not who you are.
Yeah, like
this is just a label. Sorry.
Yeah. All the labels, like get away from that. Like really detach, like who you really are as a being, as a human being. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for me.
So, what are your three words? And then we can start wrapping up.
Okay, it's actually for me 4 words. So, first of all, I come up with that. I am free spirit. So why this? Because I live according to my own beliefs, to my own wishes, not limited by society. So the next one, I am visionary. I don't see things through my eyes. I see it through my heart. I see things differently, not the way they can be, like the other people see them. And I believe anything is possible, and I turn dreams into reality. And the last one, I'm driven. I'm highly motivated to succeed. I am ready to do whatever it takes to get things done, no matter what obstacles and challenges on my way, and I will never give up. So this is who I am.
That is good. Yeah, when she shared with me, I was like, this is so awesome. And all right, so my 3 words, I actually have 3 words. The first one is visionary because, we kind of came up with this, not together, but I'm always, I guess as soon as I could remember myself, I always wanted to kind of make a difference and see what is it that I can, do better, or how can I inspire people, or how can I, just improve things. Like I really love animals, and as long as I remember, I would always, get animals from the street, because in my country we have a lot of different cats and dogs in the street because people simply just like get rid of them. And I would bring them home and, take care of them. And my parents eventually they stopped caring about it because I mean they did the same thing actually. So, my mom would tell me like, oh, this is the last one. And 2 days later I would bring like another puppy or another cat. And so I always wanted to like, that was my one of the first goals, is to like kind of like see what I can do better and how can I change that situation. And this is one of kind of my like inspirations and desires, to like have pet shelters that like not killing animals after couple weeks. And this is kind of what I'm working towards to. This is one of my projects, I guess. And the second one is rebellious. And rebellious, I don't mean like I get in trouble and I do things just to rebel. No, I simply do what I believe is good, and like I'm not. Well, once I figured out who I am, I stopped caring about what people think, and I stopped, kind of like paying attention to other people's opinions, and stop pleasing other people too. I'm not talking about customers, because you have to deliver good quality service to your customers, but like pleasing people, like do something that goes against your against your will, against like who you are, just so that person is satisfied. And I rebel against that. Like I love to express myself the way I am and who I am. So this is the way I see it. And the last one is I'm really calm. I'm really calm person. I like my friends, everyone who knows me, they know I'm like super calm and super quiet. And this is like a curse and a blessing in disguise, I guess, because it helps me to like a lot of stressful situations. I manage them to go through them really calm, but at the same time, sometimes when I should have said something, I choose not to because I try to avoid any like confrontations or conflicts. So this is kind of like how I would
I
describe
think
it.
so. It's a blessing because I'm quite opposite. I always say what I think, and it's actually it's a curse. So it's good that you're
See,
calm,
well,
and we like balance each other.
That's why we work together. So we balance each other. It works perfectly.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's like you found the right words about you. This is who you really are.
Yeah, and it takes time. It takes time to like find your words, and but it's really fun. And once you find those words, it has to be like I believe it has to be something that it's just like you truly believe in that, you truly feel that, and it's kind of like it prints in your heart. Like when Polina and I we did that exercise for the first time, we're like, this is it. We got it. This is what it is. And we're like, we almost felt like goosebumps going on. We're like, oh, like this is really who I am. And that was really fun and that was really exciting.
Yeah, it was.
So,
And still, like when we were looking these words, some words like, yes, this is kind of fits me, but I was like, I didn't feel like I didn't resonate with the words. So you gotta really, like feel these words, that you can just, this is coming from your heart, and you just like, you just feel it, this is who you are. So yeah, guys, so I encourage you to do this kind of little exercise, and please send us messages on Facebook. We're really, looking forward to hear from you who you are. Even if it's gonna take for you maybe a couple hours or a couple days, doesn't matter, just do it.
yeah. And this, like what we covered like today, this is just like little fraction and just little like tiny tiny
Yeah.
piece of the puzzle of what actually we're teaching, like people that we're working with. And we also have this live kind of mastermind on Saturday.
On Saturday, this
On
Saturday.
Saturday, yes, at our house where we're gonna be working with people like more like going deeper and like more in details, more in like
Help them to discover who they really are, to get in the core, their authentic self, and it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, and it's not just gonna be like what are we gonna do on Saturday? Like if you live in Florida, you're more than welcome. Even if you don't live in Florida, you're more than welcome to come and like have a mastermind with us because we have six.
We have six spots
spots
left. Yeah. We have like the total is gonna be 11 people. We have 6 spots left. And guys, this is free mastermind. There's nothing like for sale, for grade, we truly care about you and to really help you, to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be. This is our purpose, this is our mission. So if you're really interested, send us a message on Facebook and we're gonna put you,
on the list.
On the list. Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Yep, that's it for today.
Yeah, now, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up because we went over the hour. So we gonna see you next week, same time, same place.
Yep, stay tuned. We're gonna cover, we're gonna go more deep in that. And like we promised, we're gonna share with you how you can connect with your target audience and all this stuff. But once you know, this is what was more important for you right now before you start, figuring out what is your target audience and what is that. You gotta find out who you really are.
Because yeah, I agree. Because if you're gonna start like building your funnels and then, for example, like 6 months later, you figure out, oh well, this is not exactly what I wanted to do. I mean, you can rebuild it and you can go back and do it all over again, but why not start doing it the right way from the start? Why, it's better to start with step one and do one, two, three than, start with step 10 and then go back to step one, which I feel like this is what a lot of people in the industry and, around us have to do. They start with step 10 and then they struggle and they don't see results. And a lot of times they just can't figure out what is it that it's not working because they put so much work into it. And I was one of those people, like I would put so much work and so much effort, and everyone around me seemed to like be having success doing the same thing. And I would be like, well, why is it not working for me? Why am I not getting the results that I deserve to have? And the main reason was because I was simply not being myself, and I was just trying to be someone where
We are not.
yes, who I wasn't. So once I connected with myself, things just like started happening, and like everything, it's just like everything starts to flow. Like everything you do is kind of like this flow. Things start happening, and you're in this bliss. And even if you have challenges or some struggles or like things happen, because things will happen in your life. It's like this is how you grow. Things happen, and you go through them and you grow. But once you connected with who you are, and once you know what is it that you are here to accomplish, all those things that are happening to you, you're like, okay, well, this is another challenge. I'm just gonna go through it, and I'm gonna evolve, and I'm gonna be stronger, and I'm gonna learn something from it. And you don't get that put you down or distract you or get you into like some negative stuff, because you know that your desire, your calling is a lot stronger than the struggles that you have. So these
Yep.
are my last thoughts. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this, and unless Polina wants to add something.
What I want to add. You actually said everything that I think, I agree with you. Just, I want guys to tell you that the easiest part is to learn how to and what to do. The easiest part is to learn the new ways of traffic, how to build a funnel, how to get leads, like write emails and, all this stuff. Like even technical part, it's much easier than doing. It's much easier than really discover who you really are. If you're not resonating with yourself, if you're not aligned with yourself, it's gonna be like affect all areas of your life, not only business, but all your relationships with your friends, with your business partners, teammates, family members. It's all start from within. It's all start from here. If you don't know what is here, if you don't know who you truly are, then that must be the thing that's stopping you from achieving success that you want. Even if you try one strategy after another strategy, you're looking for the secret. The secret is not outside, the secret is inside. So this is my final words.
Yeah, so go inside and figure out, take care of the back of the house, and the front of the house will take care of it kind of by itself. So have fun with it, and let us know what you discovered. We're really excited to hear that, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, see you guys.